Hello everyone, today we have new video review and this time we are going to check not exactly a fresh watch, but it's still quite an interesting model. Today we are going to talk about this Victorinox carbon watch and the model number is 241777. And first of all I suggest we start with unboxing and then we will continue with a detailed review of this watch. So this model came out in 2017 and it was made as a special for 130th anniversary of this brand. And the main feature obviously comes in the name of this watch. It's a carbon case, we will talk about it later. But the types of this watch are fixed only to one dial version, only the black color, only the carbon case and this rubber cover for this watch. So moving for the dial, we have here a classic layout for the I.N.O.X series from Victorinox. You might have encountered it in the steel series, but this time we get it in a carbon fiber. Of course we get the black color as a main topic here. We have applied indices, we have two large hands, we have a red seconds hand and we have several logos here. We will talk about it a bit later. First of all, the size of this dial is 43mm, which is rather reasonable for this watch. And do not be scared of the size of this watch in the case. Later we will remove it and you will see that it's not such a huge watch in reality when you do not wear this protective case. For the dial, I have to say that the legibility of this dial is really excellent. That's all thanks to the huge indices and the digits applied here. It's easy to read it in the dark conditions, it's easy to read it in the light conditions, and the big hands are also a good thing to assist in checking the time. What I also like is that the writings are limited to the possible minimum, so we have Victorinox, we have the depth protection or water protection, and we have the Swiss made here on the edge of this inner scale on the edge of the dial. So even though we have the special scale here, it's definitely not a chrono because we have only the seconds hand and there is only one function for this seconds hand. We do not have a stopwatch function, but we do have here the special date indicator. It is in a white color and frankly speaking I'm not sure if it is suitable here. Of course it might be handy in order to detect the date, because it's a quartz movement, so that's why we don't have to set it up every time we leave it aside on the table. But from the other side it's white colored and that's why it kinda looks off the whole composition of the dial. It's worth noting that whole dial is covered with sapphire anti-reflective glass, so that's why it is also easy to read under the angles. And we have quite an interesting inner scale with a red color which gives us the 24-hour range. I would say it's more of a style feature, but still it looks good and it's something unusual on this watch, what differentiates it from the other models on the market. So as for the legibility, as I said, we have also good legibility here in the dark conditions because we have the superluminova applied on the indices and digits, so that's why it won't be a problem to find the hands and the indices on the dial in the dark time. I will include several shots of this watch in the review article and here in the video so that you can see how it is shining. I wouldn't say that it's really a diver watch replacement in its per se classic bright luminous shining, but we have enough of the luminous coating for the dark conditions for the everyday use. So here we can move on to the carbon case, and I think that's the main feature of this watch. What I'm doing now is trying to remove this protective case, so as you can see that's a rubber protective case, which additionally brings you the special compass dial. Here obviously you can use it if you know how to detect the north by the watch hands, but the main thing here is this carbon case. So as you can see, watch immediately became smaller. because of this dark colored case, and also the sizing is a bit smaller because the rubber case has really thick walls. So this is the forged carbon. I would say it's quite unusual material, and it's really surprising that since 2017 there are not that many watches from big brands which are actually using this material, even though it's really great in terms of durability and weight. For example, this watch is only 92 grams. So it makes it easy to wear every day, and as you can see, the overall shape is quite good. We have bent lugs which contribute to the overall comfort. We also have the crown protection here, so the screw down crown is quite big, and with help of this protection it actually stays intact, you won't be able to break it. And what else is notable is this classic angled bezel, which is not movable, but it's still recognizable for Victorinox watches. I have to note also the thickness, it's only 14 millimeters, and we have here the metal or stainless steel casing back cover. So it's a stainless steel cover, that's why we cannot see the movement inside. It's a quartz movement, so there is nothing to check, and I think you won't be troubled by this. And we also have 200 meters water protection thanks to this, so I think that's a fair exchange for better durability and usability in everyday life. Here we come also to the strap, and frankly speaking, I was quite surprised by the quality of this strap in a good sense, because it's a rubber strap and it's really high quality accessory, which is, as you can see, quite flexible. Even after the long use, I was using this watch in different conditions, in the hot summer conditions and also in the winter, and it still stayed quite flexible and really comfortable to use. This is the original Victorinox strap, and I'm glad that they included such high quality accessory. And by the way, the lux width is 21 millimeters, so you will be able to replace it with something else if you would like to. For example, the NATO strap might suit this watch nicely. Of course, as a small touch here, you will also get the Victorinox logo on the buckle, but the buckle itself is nothing special, it's just a classic design, so you won't be surprised by anything unusual here. As I said, this is a quartz movement. We get the Ronda 715 movement inside, and it's quite high quality Swiss movement, so there is nothing to complain about. And again, I will remind you that we have a classic hours display function as well as the date display function. We have the 2-position crown, screwable crown, and of course we also have the 200 meters water protection. So it's quite a decent offer in this case. And here we can move on to the in-use experience, because I already mentioned that I was wearing this watch for almost a year, and I have to say that it's really good model for everyday use. It doesn't look cheap, as you can see. Even this unusual material doesn't make it something what would not prove its price tag, and price tag is something what we will talk about later, but believe me, it's not something to save money on. And of course, the overall dimensions, the design, the components are high quality. I would say surprisingly high quality here, because I was expecting something less. And this is really interesting alternative to all these G-Shocks which we can see on the market. Of course, it's worth mentioning the prices, I promise. So price tag will be fixed at 1000 euros for this watch. And in my opinion, this is a reasonable amount if you are searching for unusual case material as well as the really durable construction here. And this one of the fewer watches which can actually rival the famous G-Shocks, and in my opinion this is a great thing, and this is very special watch which will give you the classic styling which will not get old. As you can see, it still looks good even after 2017, and it's already 5 years past and it still looks nice. And of course, this rubber protective case is also a nice bonus. Obviously, this is not the main thing to consider when you get in this watch, but in my opinion, this material, this casing, this styling is something to take a look and try it in person. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this watch. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below, and if you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye!